Yeah, tough, because I could talk a lot. Brutal conditions for both of us. I mean, I don't know if it could be seen through the camera, but I have, because we're sweating so much, so I use a lot of towels. I have no skin left on my nose here, and like here it's red, but it's not because of the sun, so it's not like you're burned, but I have no skin left. I just saw Andrey in the locker room, and I saw his face very red, and it's also not because of the sun, so I would guess it's the same. And that tells everything, like we left everything out there. The thing is that even if it would go further, I think we would still leave even more. Like, then I don't think I have had anything left. But if the match would go on, I would find something more. And the only thing that is a little bit, let's call it dangerous, is that the question is, how far could we go? And maybe we could go 5 sets and it would be, when I say fine, yeah, we would struggle a little bit next day and it would be fine. Or, you know, we have a precedent with Yibing Wu, who fell down, and in Washington could be hot. And that's a question. Yeah, that's a question. Mark.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
Moving on. Name and affiliation. I'll come to you once, okay? So form your questions accordingly, okay? In the back.
David Law from the BBC. Is there anything you would like to see change within the way the tournament is run with tennis generally in these sort of conditions?
The thing is that I'm not sure what can we do, because probably we cannot stop the tournament for 4 days, because it's been, what, 3-4 days that it's been brutal like this, because then it basically ruins everything. The TV, even the tickets, everything, it ruins everything. So I don't think this could be done. Could we go to 3 sets when the conditions are like this? Also, some guys are not going to be happy. You know, you lose the first 2 sets and the match is done and you're like, damn, I wanted to come back. And at the same time, I'm telling, you know, because maybe I'm going to, you know, finish my career and nothing is going to happen, and then it's fine. Then I'm talking for nothing. But the question is, we don't want something to happen and then say, oh my God, Medvedev said this a couple of years ago. But I don't have the solution, because even if we say, let's play all the matches at night, maybe on different stadiums, we saw Sinner Zverev. They were not much better than us today with Andrey, just because even at night, New York can be really hot and humid. So I don't have real solutions, but it's still better to speak a little bit about it before something happens. It's always better.
Okay.
Daniil, you were very quick when Darren asked you about your form. You said 10 out of 10. Now, if it comes to a clash with Alcaraz on Friday, is 10 out of 10 Medvedev good enough to beat Alcaraz in New York City?
Needs to be 11 out of 10.
Okay.
Because, yeah, that's how Carlos is, very strong. Even here, I think he lost 1 set, but I watched the matches and, you know, sometimes on break points, he runs for the passing shots. Incredible stuff. So let's see tonight. Let's see how Sasha recovered. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see, because he was not in good shape 2 days ago. So it's could be an interesting match. I think Sasha beat him last time in Roland Garros. So yeah, it could be interesting. But if I play Carlos, you know, 2 last times I lost, let's call it pretty easy. So I'm someone who fights a lot. So I want to try to be better, and I need to be 11 out of 10 to try to beat him.
Okay, Matt.
So, Matt Futterman from the New York Times. What did you do from the time you left the court until now in order to try and start to feel normal? Can you talk through your routine? What did you eat? What did you drink? How much? Things like that.
Yeah, it's true that I'm feeling kind of okay now. I mean, I'm just pretty exhausted. But still, yeah, I usually do a couple of interviews here and there straight away, and it was tough. Like, I was with the nice towel there, and I was like, everything was foggy. Like, I couldn't see clearly. I was because the match is over, so the adrenaline is not there anymore. So I was like a little bit shaky. Then I come to the locker room, and that's the toughest part, because you kind of want to just sit there for hours. But you know that if you do it, it's not a good recovery. So I sat there for like 10-15 minutes, did a quick ice bath, changed, went to eat, but had, I don't know how you call it in English, when sugar levels go up. So I started sweating, my hands started turning. I said to my team, please bring me any food. I was sitting there like this, sweating like hell, even with the AC on, and they brought some food, and then I felt better. So yeah, that's how it is sometimes.
Okay, Willie?
Willie Weinbaum from ESPN. Congratulations.
Thanks.
How would you describe, as a former champion here, the way your level of play right now is compared to when you won it all? And you mentioned it'll take 11 out of 10 to beat Alcaraz. Right now, the way you're playing, how would you assess its worth versus Alcaraz?
Tough to say before you meet him. So I want to think that it's enough because I'm playing amazing. Like I said it on the court, you know, I feel like starting from the third set against O'Connell, guys have been playing brutally good against me. Like today, Andrey, when he started the match, I think he won 10 points in a row, only hitting on the line. So I was like, okay, I'm going to have to be better than I am right now. And it was the same pretty every match. Dominar threw me off the court 6-2. So I was like, okay, need to be better. And that's what I'm really proud of, because sometimes it's not easy to come back in the matches, to stay there with the tough conditions. Andrey and Alex are probably one of the best physical guys on tour, and I managed to make them suffer. I suffered myself also, but I managed to make them suffer. So all of this is good for the confidence, is good for next matches. If I compare myself to two years ago, I would say definitely not worse. And it was enough 2 years ago, but need to continue this way. 2 more matches to go.
Chris?
Daniil, congrats, Chris Otto with US Open. You're winning 49% of your return games so far at the US Open.
Wow.
I think you're having one of your best seasons from the return side in general. I just wonder if that's your opinion, if that's how you see it, and if so, what are the reasons for that?
Always tough to say reasons, because I always worked return, you know, since I was 18 years old. Didn't change. Again, changed my strings this year, so the ball goes a little bit kind of easier from the strings. Sometimes you always question, you know, you come after the match, and usually US Open summer is great for me with previous strings. So after Toronto and Cincinnati, I was like, maybe I should change just for US Open summer to the old strings. Well, finally, maybe not. So this could be the reason, because I return from deep, so this could be the reason my ball goes even easier through the court and troubles my opponents. Or just I'm playing better and running better, I don't know. So the reason I don't know, but it's great to hear that the return is working well.
Okay, Bill.
Hi, Daniil. Bill Simons, Inside Tennis. I'd like to ask you a very general question. You've been playing this wonderful sport your whole life, traveled the world, played everyone, etc. If you had to step back and say what this sport, what tennis has taught you, the 1 or 2 lessons it's taught you as a man.
This would be not 1 or 2, this could be like 55, but let's try to find something most important. Tennis. I play it every day, it's so tough to answer, but I would try to find positive things. And the best positive thing about tennis, and this could be, I think, very well used in life, is that everything can change very fast. So, you know, you can lose, like this year, Australia is a big example. I lost 3rd round. I was feeling awful. First time out of top 10 in maybe 3-4 years. My game was not there. I was like, oh my God, I'm feeling bad, you know, about my tennis right now. 4 tournaments, 5 tournaments, 4 titles, something like this. And I'm on top of the world. I'm like, wow, great feeling. And that's how tennis is. And I think that's how sometimes it can be in life. You know, many things can happen, can be disappointed. And then next day is a new day and something good can happen. So this is going to be one lesson. Let's try to find a second one. Fight till then, I would say. I don't know if this can be used in life, but in tennis, have to fight till the end. And I lost some matches where the other guys were fighting till the end, and I'm like, maybe I didn't do enough. And I won some where I was, like today, like fighting till the last point. And in my mind, because I had, 4 or 5 match points, when it came to deuce, I was like, my God, I want to finish this match. I want to win it. But already I was preparing myself. If it's 5-all, I have to be there. I have to be there the next point, and that's what tennis is.
All right. 2 more questions. 1, 2.
Hi, Daniil. Prajwal Hegde, Times of India. You just said you'd give yourself 11 out of 10 to beat Alcaraz. What makes him so difficult as an opponent to break, and what is that one extra that you would need to do against?
Yeah, I would say what makes him that difficult is just that he has every shot. He has extra power to other players. So if it's true, many players probably I would go with 97%. It's tough for them to hit the ball through me. Like I'm always there, always running, always trying to get it back. He can do it just because he has this power. You know, we see it 100 a mile, a forehand winner and stuff like this. Some players, even if we try, we cannot do it. So that's one thing. He's good from forehand, backhand. He can slice, drop shot. So he has every shot in the game. But again, tennis was never... you can always beat players. People beat Novak. People even beat Rafa on clay, which is almost impossible, but some players do. It's the same about Carlos. Every time I will be playing against him, I want to try to win. So I said it one time already. I need to serve better than I did the previous matches. I need to serve on the line if I need to. I need to put my shots on the line and stuff like this. I need to be there 100% of the time and be better.
Last question, Andrew.
Andrew Jones, ESPN Inscape. Daniil, you talked about your love of F1 and with how the heat was today. Did you feel like you were Max Verstappen or Lewis Hamilton in a hot car in the cockpit and still was able to dominate? And Sasha mentioned he was surprised that you were a Bayern Munich fan and he didn't know that. So that's something where with you having the rematch against him in Cincinnati, if you faced him, how you've had the head-to-head, how you feel about that?
Yeah, so first of all, I think Formula One drivers used to say that I think Malaysia Grand Prix is brutal, if I'm not wrong. They say it's after the race, and you could see it, the Netflix series, they go out there like us today, like dripping. I'll be honest, I was very happy to win the match, but like I almost couldn't express the happiness. I was like, just let me go somewhere, sit somewhere, just think about my life in general, stuff like this. And so, yeah, I don't know how I do some karting, and it's very tough, but I don't know how it is in the Formula One car in Malaysia. So I think every sport is a struggle from time to time, and sometimes it's easier. And talking about Sasha, yeah, last time, managed to win, I would say many times, even this year against him. But almost every match we play is close. And it's the same Cincinnati, I think was 3-all breakpoint, no, 4-3 breakpoint for me. If I do it, I think I win the match, but he was good. He managed to win it, and that's how tennis is. So if I play against him, clash of Bayern Munich fans, but just need to be physically, mentally, and tennis-wise at my best also.